discovered her in a hotel with her best friend's husband. She said they were just catching up. I remember the way her face froze when she saw me standing there in the doorway. Her hand was still gripping the edge of the blanket, his shirt half unbuttoned, both of them looking like deer caught in headlights. For a split second, nobody said anything. The air conditioner hummed. A half-empty bottle of wine sat on the nightstand, and my stomach dropped so hard I thought I might throw up. Catching up, I finally said, my voice trembling but sharp. This what catching up looks like now. She scrambled out of bed, pulling the blanket tighter around her. Jake, wait. Please, it's not what it looks like, she stammered. Her best friend's husband, Ethan, just sat there, frozen, eyes wide. We were just talking, she added, but her voice cracked halfway through the sentence. We just had too much to drink in. I couldn't even hear her anymore. My pulse was so loud it drowned her out. My phone was still in my hand, recording without me realizing it, because some part of me knew I needed proof. I took one step back, then another. The smell of cheap wine and perfume clung to the air, mixing with that thick hotel room scent that made everything feel dirtier than it was. It was a Thursday night. She'd told me she was going to a girls' weekend with her best friend, Natalie. Said they'd booked a spa day, a fancy dinner, maybe a movie. I'd even helped her pack. She brought her favorite silk dress, the one I'd bought her for her birthday. I remember telling her she looked amazing as she kissed me goodbye, saying, "Don't wait up, okay? We'll probably stay up talking all night." I trusted her. God, that's the part that still hurts the most. We'd been together for 6 years, married for 2. She was my person, the one who remembered how I liked my coffee, who sent me memes during meetings, who told me I was her safe place. If you'd told me a month ago that she'd betray me, I would have laughed in your face. But that night, something felt off. She didn't text me goodnight, which she always did. Then I saw Ethan's car in the hotel parking lot near downtown. I recognized it instantly. It had a cracked rear light and a bumper sticker for his favorite band. It was parked near the same hotel she'd mentioned offhand before leaving. Something in my gut twisted. I told myself it was a coincidence, that maybe Natalie and Ethan had a fight, and he was just checking on her. But then I saw her name on the hotel's guest list when I stopped by the front desk, pretending I was sending flowers. The clerk told me the room number. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely see straight as I took the elevator up. When I opened that door, when I saw them, every illusion I'd ever had about our life shattered. "Jake, please," she said, following me into the hallway. "I can explain, I swear. You don't understand." I turned around so fast, she almost ran into me. "What exactly don't I understand? That you're in a hotel room with your best friend's husband? That you lied about where you were?" Her eyes were red, but there was no real remorse yet, just panic. "It wasn't planned, okay? We were both drinking, and we started talking about stuff, and one thing just what?" I cut her off. "Just happened." She flinched at that. Ethan was still in the doorway, silent, avoiding eye contact like a coward. "Jake," she said softly, reaching for me. "Please, don't make a scene. Let's just go somewhere and talk." I stepped back. "You've said enough." And I walked away. The next 24 hours were a blur. I drove around aimlessly, slept in my car for a bit, ignored every call she made. When I finally got home the next morning, she was there, sitting on the couch like she'd been waiting all night. Her eyes were swollen, mascara smeared. "Can we talk?" she asked quietly. "Go ahead," I said, sitting across from her, arms crossed. She took a shaky breath. It wasn't supposed to happen. We were talking about Natalie and how distant she's been lately, and then we started drinking, and I don't even know what I was thinking. It just happened. I stared at her. "You realize what you're saying, right? You slept with your best friend's husband. You betrayed 2 people who trusted you." She started crying again. I know I messed up. I hate myself for it." I wanted to scream at her, to throw something, to demand she tell me why. But instead, I just sat there numb. "Why him?" I finally asked. "He understands me," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "He listens." "He." "Stop," I said sharply, standing up. "Don't you dare try to justify this." That weekend turned into the worst spiral of my life. Natalie found out 2 days later. Apparently, Ethan confessed after I texted her asking to meet. When I told her what I'd seen, she didn't even cry at first. She just sat there, pale and shaking, before whispering, "You're kidding." When I showed her the screenshots, She broke down completely. She kicked Ethan out that night. I filed for divorce the following week. But what nobody prepares you for is the quiet after betrayal. The moments when your brain replays things you don't want to remember. Like her saying, "I'm so lucky to have you." Or the time she promised, "I'd never hurt you." You start realizing how many lies you missed. Little things came back to me. Late night girls' dinners that didn't make sense. The sudden perfume I didn't recognize. The weird way she'd start fights just before leaving the house. Looking back, it was all right there. I just didn't want to see it. A week after everything blew up, she showed up at my door again. I almost didn't answer, but I couldn't help it. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. "I just needed to see you," she said. "To say I'm sorry. Really sorry." I didn't respond. She went on, voice trembling. "It wasn't love, Jake. It was just stupid and impulsive. I've ruined everything, and I don't even know who I am anymore." I shook my head. "You made choices. Over and over. That's who you are." She nodded slowly, tears spilling down her cheeks. "You're right." For the first time, she didn't try to defend herself. She just stood there, crying quietly. And as much as I wanted to hate her, part of me still pitied her, because in that moment, she looked like a stranger who'd lost everything worth having. Months passed. The divorce moved quickly because we didn't have kids. I kept the apartment. She moved in with her sister across town. Natalie cut her off completely. I heard through mutual friends that Ethan tried to make things work with her, but she shut him down cold. He ended up transferring jobs and moving out of state. People love to say time heals, but that's not true. It just dulls the edges. I still have nights when I wake up and picture that hotel room. The wine bottle. The look in her eyes when she realized she'd been caught. I deleted every photo of us, but one still slipped through, a selfie from our anniversary trip last year. We were at a cabin, smiling, wrapped in blankets by the fire. When I look at it now, I don't see love. I see performance. Two people pretending everything was fine while one of them already had one foot out the door. I don't think I'll ever fully understand why she did it. Maybe it wasn't about Ethan at all. Maybe it was about her ego, her need to feel desired, her inability to face boredom. Or maybe it was just the quiet cruelty of someone who couldn't admit they'd stopped loving me. What I do know is this: when someone shows you who they are behind closed doors, believe them. Because trust doesn't just break once. It erodes, piece by piece, until one day, you're standing in a hotel doorway watching the life you built crumble in front of you. I've started seeing someone new now. Slowly, carefully. She knows what happened, and she's patient with my hesitation. I still flinch when she says she's going out with friends. I hate that I do, but I'm trying. Because at the end of the day, the betrayal isn't what defines me. It's how I decide to rebuild afterward. And while I'll never forget that night, I've stopped letting it own me. The two of them can live with their guilt. I've already moved on.